She talks about a network of energy that flows through all living things. She says all energy is only borrowed, and one day you have to give it back.
We've talked about the idea of the final project and what our goals are and how it's graded and how to do data sets in general. So now I'm going to actually show you how I would go through a final project looking at a data set that I haven't seen before, because the computer randomly generates these and it randomly creates some effects to be strong, some effects to be subtle, some effects to be missing. So there is some variability in what you might see. Okay, I'm starting a stopwatch to keep track of how much time it takes me. Yes, it's true that I can go through a data set faster. I mean, I've had experience and seen some before. I'm going to put this in the corner there. But you'll at least get a feel for how long things take, and you can probably multiply how long it takes me by 3 or 4 to get how long it should take you. So I made a whole bunch of different data sets. Let's start with this one called Scott Crawford. And what do I want to do very first? I want to take a look at these values. And so this is a trick that I learned the hard way. I'm going to grab some of these things and copy. Let's pull up Notepad. And I'm just going to save those. Yeah. Okay, so because this is in a data set, it probably doesn't matter, but in real life, I would save this in a Notepad thing just to make sure that in the future, as I'm cleaning up errors or something, I don't accidentally ruin my data set. I guess because it's a URL, that's not likely to happen here. That's just a habit I've developed. Okay, usually you take some time to just be overwhelmed by all the different variables here. I don't know that I'm particularly overwhelmed because, I've seen this before. Okay, so I took some time to load it up. You'll notice my timer's jumped. I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me move this so that it fits nicely into the camera. I need a name. I could call it enemy, but I don't want to do that because if you recall, enemy is actually the name of my main variable. So not going to do that. Call it Scott Crawford. Oh, war. War is only 3 letters. I like that. Read.table. I neglected to grab the URL, which I totally should have done. And header equals true. What's the chances? Ooh, it looks like it read. Well, it looks like it read in. Should we make? Oh, I still have that open from the last time I was doing box plots. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's doing okay. And often I would say, look in the Word data set. I want just like the first 4 rows. And then I'd pull up my little notepad thing and make sure that it's going okay, which it is, because I've done this before, so I know this works. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like things are going okay. All right, what's my next big concern? Well, I want to look at enemy based off, let's see, stock market. Does the stock market affect the war? Data equals war. Well, there we go. See, I was about to say, what am I looking for? I'm looking for errors or something that's wrong. This is the stock market. So 900 to 1500, those are reasonable stock prices. This right here, 00, that worries me. Like, what's up with that? I'm gonna ask R to find that row. Oh, it is 1 row, 1 data point where everything is just zeroed out. And these guys are supposed to be categorical, right? So no, this doesn't make sense. We need to take this row out. So I just pulled up my notepad, right? I guess if I was in my office, I'd probably just actually have a piece of paper. And I made a note that I removed a row of zeros because I'm going to want to mention that in my report later. Ooh, so here's me coding. I was about to run this line of code, but should I run it? It won't work. Why? Because square brackets, not round brackets. And yeah, this is part of the final project. This is just how things go. It dropped, right? Before, watch, because I have all this in my R script, I can rerun that first line. And I have 3,501 observations. And now, running this line, I have 3,500 observations. And I'll bet if I redo this plot, there we go. This looks nice. I see I see a little bit of stock effect, I think. So on my little piece of paper, I just made a note. It looks like stock goes up, enemy deaths goes down. That's important, right? The higher the stock market, I don't know, why would this be? Soldiers are less motivated, maybe? Something. Okay, I got all that just from plotting enemy based off stock. So I want to plot it against all these other variables. And you'll notice like the timers jumped to 10 minutes, right? I didn't make you sit there and watch me type these in. But it's going to be worth the time to do this because I'm going to get a lot of information out of each of these. Okay, so that one's interesting. Unfortunately, this video is getting up to 5 minutes, so I think we're going to end here and we'll start the next video.